Ooh, boy. Those New York Giants 100th anniversary century uniforms? What are we doing here? When you've got to find employees to model your new jerseys and you have to rely on Daniel Jones, it's automatically going to fall flat. I mean, look at this guy. Everything looks uncomfortable with him in it. Oy. Let's delve into the Giants redesigned throwbacks for 2024 in just a moment. But a little reminder before we go any further, remember to subscribe to the channel. Click on this button below me. That way you'll get notifications, be amongst the first to know when we do DA deep dives like this one, and when we go live on Sunday nights for Watch DA Live right here on YouTube. Thanks for following and being one with the channel. Okay, so here's the bit. When I was scrolling through Twitter the other day and I saw the picture of Daniel Jones and his Giants teammates decked out of these red, blue, winged helmet uniforms, I immediately thought this was an amateur design effort, that jerseys and uniforms have been such a big topic of conversation on social media, its own niche audience, that I really felt like this was a hobby designer, an amateur artist that had done a mock draft, a new concept or a redesign, which happens all the time. These can't be real. And then I looked closer at the Twitter handle and saw @Giants. And I thought immediately, where's the extra T? There's got to be 4 S's in this. This has got to be a mock account, right? No, this is really what the Giants decided to put out there. And when I finally digested that and I realized these were going to hit the NFL field this season, I thought, dear God, how awful are these? Let's go through this step by step. Now, I am a traditionalist, and my most common adage for uniforms is just go back to what you were wearing in 1987, and it's better than what you're wearing now in almost every situation. In this case, we've gone too far backwards. Nobody likes to honor the past more than me. I mean, look at the posters next to me. These are all retired players. I live in the past. And yet I saw these and said, this is no good. This is really no good. There's just too much going on. And there's an era of sports, specifically football, that doesn't need to be dug up aesthetically. Here's what I mean. There is a sweet spot where they are classic and simple, and because of their simplicity, are identifiable, they're majestic, and they also can pop on TV. Look at the Los Angeles Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. That's traditional and that's simple, but the black and the silver pops. It is one of the great jerseys in any sport that we have. When you look at football jerseys from the 20s, 30s, and 40s, in unison, it is all terrible. Let's start with the helmets. Okay, they are a winged brand of Michigan football knockoff. The red and the blue by itself might not be so bad because that's your flourish. That's where your eye is going to be attracted to. The issue is as soon as you pan down, there's a whole lot of other stuff going on. We'll start with the colors. It's not just red and blue like the helmet. We scroll down to big white bars. So now we've added a third color to this. We see the pants are sand or tan. Too many colors, too many tones, it's not working. It doesn't pop, it's just noisy and confusing and loud when you add in everything else. The jerseys also feel so close to the Montreal Canadiens. And so are you really creating any identity here when you have a knockoff Michigan helmet and a knockoff Montreal Canadiens jersey? I would argue no. And then we get to the pants. Why are there tan pants involved with a jersey that has red and blue and white? Why doesn't any of this make sense? It's because the Giants purposefully didn't want to remain consistent with one era. When you look at this century red jersey, the helmets are from 1938, but the jerseys are from 1933, and the pants are from 1925. What do you have? One big, ridiculous mashup that looks like a bunch of different colors from a bunch of different Little League jerseys all got washed together in the same load of laundry. The issue with all of these things is that when you go too far back, the sports and the uniforms, the jerseys, the ensemble, it's a different world. I mean, when you go all the way back to 1925, these tan pants and red socks, they didn't actually have anything on their helmets because they didn't really have helmets. They had leather helmets. They weren't painting anything on helmets. You have to fast forward to the late 30s. So you were pairing pants and socks with something that this team, no team, even wore for another 15 years. It doesn't make sense to mash up the 20s with the 30s with the late 30s just to try to get a little bit of everything into this one uniform. What they should have done, and the Giants actually missed an opportunity here, was just go with the 1938 ensemble, because then you get to change the helmet and tweak the uniforms, but you don't have to make it overly dramatic. And the Giants ran into a problem here. Super traditional organization that doesn't want to just market something out there and make it splashy for splashy purposes. And I appreciate that. Their color rush uniforms are just the road uniforms from the 80s. Was their alternate jerseys or just their throwback jerseys from the Bill Parcells, Lawrence Taylor, Phil Simms years of, again, the 80s and 90s. So what they weren't willing to do here was just throw a black ensemble out there or some type of chrome helmet. And I like that. I like that the Giants were honest about their history and their tradition and wanted to honor that. But it's not making much sense to honor 3 different jerseys and uniforms all in the same combination that you'll wear this year. Are these the worst throwback jerseys in the NFL? Maybe. What I found was the worst throwback jerseys in the NFL's history, trying too hard to go back too far. Here's the official list of the worst throwback jerseys in NFL history. Honorable mention, the Denver Broncos of 1960, the first AFL edition. Remember when they dusted these things off for the 50th anniversary of the American Football League? The jerseys and the helmets look like Wyoming football, which is not terrible on its surface, but it's the socks. Oh God, look at these awful pinwheel jester socks. The number 5 worst throwbacks, those Eagles uniforms that look like the Swedish national hockey team. What is that? The helmet and jerseys, again, you're looking at a knockoff of the winged helmet of Michigan, actually are not a terrible color combination, but for the Eagles, to have some type of UCLA/Michigan out of wedlock child, this is awful. Number 4, these Giants uniforms. I've already stated my case on how much I dislike them. The number 3 ugliest throwback uniforms in NFL history, the Acme Packers. Look at how many different shades of everything there are. The jerseys themselves, if you're just wearing them to a bar, all right, you can get away with it. Dark blue with the yellow, fine. But you add the sand tan pants and then a completely different brown to the helmet, and the thing just doesn't work. The number 2 ugliest throwback jerseys in NFL history, oh, these horrific Chicago Bears unis. These are from the 20s, and once again, you're getting that ridiculous stripe piping vertically, which doesn't make anybody look good. It looks like the shadows from a prison cell. Orange as the base color, and blue also going across vertically across the top. Everything about this is terrible, and once again, we get back to the tan pants. Stop using the tan pants. As you see, it doesn't work anywhere in the NFL when tan isn't one of your base colors. Bears orange, Bears blue, and then Bears tan pants. These are hideous. But when you compare them to the actual Bears throwback uniforms, the ones that they wore back in the 20s, as you see, it's tan and tan, and it works much better. At least it's a semblance of consistency, which leads us to the number 1 ugliest jerseys in NFL throwback history, which could be none other than Ben Roethlisberger's Bumblebee Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, what is wrong here? Everything is wrong here. We start with, again, tan pants. Have I made my point yet? Now you have horizontal stripes that are yellow base and black horizontal stripes, which clearly look like a bumblebee. Add to that jail block numbers on your chest and on your back that look like the numbers that change at a gas station, and you just have here the single worst look in NFL throwback history. Congratulations, Steelers. You have done it. Tan pants. Kill them. Kill them forever. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, leave a comment below. What do you think about these Giants jerseys? And what do you think are the worst throwbacks in NFL history? Leave it below. I can't wait to read them. Thanks so much for watching. Click on this button right next to me to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. I'm DA, Damon Amendolara. See you Sunday nights for Watch DA Live. Talk to you soon.